This is the famous Zodiac at Gandhara. However, this is not the original. The French came here in 1798, hacked out the whole ceiling, and it is in the basement of the Louvre. So this is a copy. It shows all the signs of the Zodiac and all the deckhands, but there's something very interesting here. It was first noted by the French, the Alsatian philosopher R.H. de Lubitsch, who was a mathematician. And he played with different angles, and he said, Cancer, the sign of Cancer, is playing a prominent role here at different angles. So they postulated, and Barbara Ann Clow agreed, that it's saying here that this is from a much older zodiac. Going back to the age of Cancer, which is Neolithic, 8,000 BCE, way before the Greeks and anybody else came up with astrology or astronomy. And so you get all of them here, and Cancer playing a key role. And now Patricia can take it to a much further level.
Okay, remember when we were downstairs and I said that you had all of the cycles and cycles within cycles illustrated on the ceiling in two-dimensional form? Well, now we're looking at it in three-dimensional format as the spirals, the sacred spirals, the breath of life that I talked about in the lecture. And it's going in to center and spiraling out. And as Stephen said, it spirals out from Cancer because this is when we fall into duality, when we fall into this moment when the face of man is born, when we begin our process, the hero's journey, correct?
Especially Gemini, the next sign.
Well, this is the first time. The reason the calendar starts with Cancer is because this is when we can begin to measure time and space from the point. The point is the North Pole. If you look up, this is the point where I showed you the image of the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper that forms the swastika that's spinning, okay? Here's Tarette. Tarette has Draco on her back, and she holds the Dipper, and she's connected to the North Pole. She is the center. There is the leg of the bull, which represents that small Dipper. This is the beginning of the measure of time and space that breathes out into aspects of itself, all the 36 letters, 360 to be exact, and breathes back in again. And I showed you the symbol of the tarot card, which is the Fool, when we were downstairs. And that is Osiris. He is the green man. He is the face of man. He is the land. And here he is again. See him with his staff? He is beginning his journey right at the beginning, and then he walks through all of the aspects, the 12 houses, the 12 gates of consciousness experiencing itself as form, and back again. You see the feminine letters. Look at, these are all of Ezekiel's wheels. This is what you're looking at, and they're cycles within cycles within cycles. And you see the two figures that look like Horus, the hawk-headed. You see them at the four different angles. These are the four elements, the four seasons. They represent equinoxes, equal nights. And then you see the feminine figures. They're all holding up in Ka position because this is form, Ka. This is representing life force in the physical form. And the feminine are at the positions where we're marking the solstices, the soul sisters. These are the wombs of every next cycle. And of course there's four elements, four seasons. It all is related. You can look at the math, but the math is only describing the sacred form of the breath of life. And there it is.
So basically, again, Schwallow was saying that there's never been a full procession of equinoxes. It started with Cancer, but they calculated as if it was from the beginning. But the Zodiac actually starts with Cancer in that age, Neolithic age, 8,000 BCE.